Hi, my name is Paul Lawrence and I'm president of LL Teach, and I'm really excited to share this video with you to help you implement the files that we have on the notebook download files that you have done. And basically, the whole idea is that we have created a set of templates from our big book of templates so that you can use smartboard features while the kids are using communicators in their class. The whole idea of the smartboard compatible classroom templates basically is that you get the kids actively engaged in the lesson. In this little video, we're going to explain what they are. We're going to explain why they were created. We're going to explain how they can be used and how this download file that you now have can be navigated and the features that are in it to help you, to give you ideas on how to implement things in the classroom. So, the first thing is that communicators themselves are these clear plastic sleeves. I'm sure you have those in your class. And in those sleeves you put templates. Now we have 6 template books with about 200 in each one, so roughly there's about 1,000 to 1,200 templates that you can use in your class. In this download I've selected 12 that you can get started with. If you want to buy an entire kit or you have a kit, you know that they come in 30 communicators, 30 pens, 30 erasers, and the big book of your choice. If you use K to 2 or 3 to 5 materials, you also know that there is a professional development DVD that is menu driven and shows you how to use each one of the templates in your class. So, if we move on, what you're going to do when you open this up, as you've already seen this, you're going to see these 12 templates that you can use in your class. But I want to explain the difference between the templates and smartboard compatible templates. On these PDFs in the file, what I did is sometimes I used smartboard features from the gallery, other times I use the toolbar down here, but the thing is it makes them interactive, which we'll show you in a couple of minutes. After that, you want to think about, once you have the dynamic kind of notebook features, you also have the kids using the communicators. So it's really combining the simplicity of the communicator in the class with the dynamic and power kinds of things you can do with smartboard technology while you engage every kid in the class. Here I am just showing something on smartboard with the kid reacting. Now the thing is that in a class you're at the smartboard and then every single kid in the class holds up the communicator. You can monitor and adjust your lesson. It makes for a perfect interaction and active learning in the class. So, you already know this, but when you download, you can't really use this file or any of the things that are in it unless you have smartboard notebook software, and you need an Adobe Reader to actually print the materials that we would like to print. So, the thing is that we need to really give you an example of the features that are in each one of these and how to use those in your class. So if you click on any one of these templates, it'll bring up some materials that you can use in your class. So let's go to the 1/4 inch graph paper. And basically what I'd like to do with this is I would like to just take a look at these 3 buttons down here. If you click on the print one, you bring up a PDF file of the template with which you will be working. You have permission to print this, and you can print it on your, obviously on your printer, copy as many copies as you want for your class, and then you can get out of that by just simply going to that red X. Now, if you return, hit the return button, it takes you back to the home page, so to speak. So let's go back to the one we were just working with. The big feature to give you ideas to add to your own ideas is this implementation suggestions. When you do that, what happens is a window opens with a voiceover of ideas on how to use this particular template in your class. So the best feature that I have found is, let's make that a little smaller. Let's reduce the size up here. And now what I'd like to do is just play this for you to give you an idea of what's going on. I'm going to talk over the voice for right now. But right now, you have both the active smartboard and you have this voiceover going.
Understand what's going to go on inside the graphing calculator. It also lets me assess how well the kids understand families of equations and functions and so forth. So, what we have here is our graph. By the way, have the kids, when you print this, obviously we know that when we press print, we bring up the PDF file. You can print that, copy that, and give that to the kids. What you want to make sure you do when you do this also is that the kids put the communicator on top of the template. You really don't want it inside because you want to move things around. Basically, we have some symbols up here for lines, the broken lines when we get to inequalities and so forth. So, you might want to start the kids off with just doing a simple graph like y is equal to x. And all they would have to do is graph that on their paper, and then you can substantiate that or verify their answers by just choosing one of the lines and showing the line y equals x.
What's really cool about this, the reason I wanted to play this, is if I stop this, I can stop it, and then I can practice if I'm not used to using the tools, and I can practice before I do my lesson in class. If I just grab that, that's an infinite cloner, and it's just going to clone that line. And the first one we had on the little video there was y is equal to x. So you can practice doing that. One of the next things we're going to do is this will play and say we're going to graph y equals x plus 1, I believe. Well, eventually it'll play y equals x plus 1.
Is equal to x plus 2. All they have to do is take their communicator and slide the communicator up so the intercept is then.
So you can practice as I'm talking, or again you can stop it.
Write that equation.
So we're not going to play any more of this,
Equation
but
y
please be aware
x.
that it is best to shut this off before you go back and make this a whole screen, because if you don't, it'll keep playing in the background. So you want to make sure you hit that X at the top, upper right-hand corner. Now, what's cool about this is you watch the video, you get the ideas of how you can use it in your class, you get the idea to practice these things going around. All of them have these pull-out tabs. These are just some suggestions that you can use to do activities in your class. Remember that while you're doing this up here, the kids are doing exactly the same thing. Here is a description of what you can do in the class with the template. But please keep in mind that while you're doing these kinds of things on the smartboard, what's happening? The kids in the class, every kid in the class is doing exactly the same thing. And then they hold the communicator, and again, you can monitor and adjust what's going on. So the big thing is that when you really, after you've played that implementation suggestions a couple of times, you have an idea of how to do this, you really want to add your own ideas. And when you go to actually use this in a class, just click on the template, don't click on that, and you just start doing your lesson any way that you feel is appropriate. And again, if I just grab this one, I can do an equation here where I've got y is equal to the absolute value of x. Here I can drag that down. This is a great activity to show kids how to solve absolute value equations, why there are two answers to the problem. Do the same thing with the zero values of the parabola. So anyway, in conclusion, we want you to just use these in your class. We want you to use them with the communicators. And I know what's going to happen is you're going to say, wow, it's a whole new world in front of me here, because now I'm using the power of the smartboard, but I have the ability to get every single kid engaged. Thanks for watching, and have a great year.